Hey guys, it's Jessie V. So the other day I came across this article that was talking about some of the really strange and interesting rules that Disney employees have to follow at the Disney parks. And I thought some of these rules were just so weird that I wanted to make a whole video on it. I mean, some of them make sense, but other ones are like, really? You really need to do that? So I'm just gonna go through these. Maybe some of them you already know about, and maybe some of them will surprise you. We'll see. So first of all, when you work at Disney, you're not actually called an employee, they call you a cast member. So it doesn't matter if you're a ride operator, if you're a character, if you're a janitor, they are all called cast members. The next rule is that a cast member is not allowed to say, I don't know. So if a guest asks them a question that they're not sure of the answer, they have to call somebody. So I would not do well working there because I think that I don't know is like my favorite thing to say in the entire world. I say I don't know way too much. The next rule has to do with facial hair. All facial hair on cast members has to be fully grown and trimmed and groomed. They're not allowed to shape their beards, and their mustaches can't go over their lip or further than the corners of their mouths. So it's very, very specific. Male and female cast members are not allowed to shave their eyebrows, and men's hair cannot extend past their ears or past their shirt collars. Women's hair always has to be neatly brushed, and braids are allowed, but not beads, just braids. In terms of autographs, cast members have to sort of memorize the same autograph. So let's say for Mickey Mouse has to have the same autograph no matter who's playing him. The autographs have to look identical, that way the experience is the same for everybody. So let's say someone meets Mickey Mouse on Tuesday and gets an autograph, and then another person meets Mickey Mouse on Thursday and gets an autograph. Those two autographs have to look the same. So those people have to have that same experience. Because if two people ever sort of compared autographs from Mickey Mouse, you want it to look identical, right? So that's like a lot of pressure for the characters. The next thing is there is a height requirement for the characters. So for example, to be a princess, you have to be between 5'4" and 5'8". You can't be taller, you can't be shorter. There is also a fingernail rule. Fingernails cannot exceed 1/4 of an inch past the fingertip. And also, nail polish is not allowed at all. This one was kind of not a big surprise to me. It's that any sort of body tattoo or piercing cannot be seen. So if you got a tongue piercing, if you got earrings, you can't show those. Cast members who have glasses can't wear any frames that show logos, and also the frame color and shape must be conventional, so whatever that means. There is a rule that if a cast member passes by any sort of garbage on the ground, they must pick it up, and that is why Disneyland and Disney World is so clean, because cast members are constantly picking up any trash that's on the ground. And if a cast member sees trash on the ground and they can't bend over to pick it up for some reason, maybe their costume doesn't allow it, they have to do a scooping method apparently. So I guess they just like walk by and just scoop it quickly, or I don't really know how that would work. I've actually heard about this one before, and it's that cast members are not allowed to point with one finger. So if a guest asks them where a certain ride is, they have to use 2 fingers to point, because apparently in some cultures using one finger is offensive. Also, social media is a no-no, so if you work at one of the Disney parks, you cannot post what you do there. So basically, no one on your social media can know about your job at Disneyland or Disney World. So all of the cast members just have one name on their name tag, so just their first name. They don't have their first or last name, and that is because Walt Disney just liked to be called Walt by everybody. So since then, employees are all on a first name basis. And this is also weird, I'm reading it. It says, if 2 cast members who play a Disney character happen to have the same name, one of them gets to go by a new name to avoid confusion. So there can't be more than one Jessica at Disneyland or Disney World, you know what I mean? Like, everybody has to have a different name and just one name, not 2. You don't have a first and last there. Next, there are code words, which, I mean, there's code words pretty much everywhere you go. I had tons of code words that we went by at Michael's Craft Store. But for example, at Disney, if someone throws up, they used to call it a protein spill, which is like so disgusting, but now they just call it code V. And lastly, this one's kind of obvious, but all cast members have to stay in character no matter what. As long as they're in costume in the park, they have to be in character no matter what happens. And it also says any characters outside the Disney universe simply don't exist in the Disney parks. So don't ask Ursula the Sea Witch what she thinks about Hermione, because Hermione does not exist in Disney World or Disneyland. You know what I mean? But yeah, anyways, I hope you guys found that interesting, because I definitely did. These are all alleged. I mean, these are things I'm just reading online. Some of them might not be completely 100% true, but a lot of these I'm sure are, because I have heard of a lot of these before, and I've also known people who have worked there that can also back those up. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. and I will see you in my next one. Bye!